transmission from the captain's dropship was from this area. That was over 12 hours ago. When you locate Captain Keyes, radio in, and I'll come pick you up.
Hey guys, welcome to 343 Guilty Spark. Right away, you will find the 3 most useless health packs ever. But this is the very first mission that you'll get the Flood. So if you were playing it as a kid, not really knowing what the game's about, this was definitely the first mission that really freaked you out. The graphics and just atmosphere are quite a bit different than the rest of them. I mean, Truth and Reconciliation was also a dark mission, but this is really that second dark mission, but combining the darkness of this mission with the Flood is pretty terrifying when it's your first time playing it as a kid. So right away you'll get some grunts. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, if you've gotten this far without a ton of problems on Legendary, you should be able to handle this pretty easily, which again is why I say the 3 health packs are the 3 most useless health packs in the game. These jackals could certainly make you lose a health bar or 2, but still you'll find some health packs down in the base that you'll go in. So you really, even if you lose a health bar or 2 at this point, you shouldn't have to worry too much. Only backtrack really if you're in the yellow or lower. That was a terrible shot, but still managed to hit him. If you're looking forward to some bloopers, I do apologize. There is not very many. There's only one, and it's really the only like majorly tough section. If you look ahead, yep, there's a combat forum actually. Honestly, I've never tried to shoot it or anything, but I doubt you can kill it. But that's pretty cool. But you kind of wonder what he's doing right there, or where he went. So this part you can skip and just go down the elevator. I decided to fight it. Honestly, it's not a crazy hard fight, but it is kind of a waste of ammo. So if you're looking for a challenge, I'm sorry, this really isn't it. You don't have the greatest cover. Well, you have cover right behind that little pillar, but you don't exactly have the best angle to kill the enemies without taking much damage. It's kind of the same for them too. I mean, they don't have a great angle at you. You just really, the biggest thing is making sure that you don't charge out there, because there's a ton of jackals and grunts, and don't have a plasma pistol overcharge hit you, and make sure you watch out. The grunts do throw grenades, which I do. Yep, I was about to say I do think at least one was thrown at me, so just be aware of all that. You could see that jackal telling everybody else to come forward, and then I immediately kill him, so maybe not the best call out, but hey, whatever. But definitely try to conserve as much pistol ammo as you can. As you see, most of what I'm doing... Oh, I might have just jumped into that. No, I didn't. Almost did, though. But as you can see, there's plenty of like plasma pistol ammo and stuff like that to go around, so you'll need your pistol throughout most of this mission. Definitely beats pretty much every other weapon that's offered outside of the shotgun, so most of this level you'll be doing shotgun and pistol. So when you're ready, make your way down to the elevator and get started. Again, the graphics from the anniversary just don't do this level justice. It's so much darker and so much more intimidating. There's a bunch of people over here, so I usually just try to stick one, kill about half of them, and then try to get another. Usually I try to get another stick pretty quick, but in this case I end up Yeah, there's a chain explosion. In this case, several survive. There's a grunt that you saw running in here. Then, of course, there are these jackals that you got to take care of as well. I was about to say I definitely should be doing an overshot or a charge shot, and then going from there. But there is a massive amount of jackals here. So 5 jackals. Whew. And I'm looking for more plasma grenades and plasma rifle or plasma pistol, but can't really charge. There we go. And the jackals are likely heading back over there. There's a good chance that a lot of this Covenant probably just got done battling Flood. Even though there's no bodies, they might be looking to see if they can see Flood. A lot of those Flood then would probably be there's going to be some chambers that are closed off to the sides, but it's very possible that that's basically what they're looking for. All those grunts just didn't even move when they saw a grenade. But I usually would throw at least one frag grenade in that area to get rid of about half of them. Usually the jackals will survive. Second grenade would do pretty well. In this case, I got absolutely no jackals, so that's not a good thing. Makes it a little tougher. You will be jumping down, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and jump down. Looks like all the jackals moved into the doorway. And I'm just looking for the best available plasma pistol. There we go. Probably should have been a little bit more cautious. There could have been 3. Yeah, the Flood are probably... it's hard to tell, but, can't really see what's in there. But storyline-wise, it's possible that the, Covenant forced them into that area. Single frag grenade should do. Usually you can get away with killing at least 3 of them with a single grenade. In that case, I didn't quite do that. Only got 2. But here's where it starts to get a little eerie. And this is where the Flood then would have come out. They tried to barricade themselves away from the Flood, and it just didn't work. So story-wise, this is really starting to get into some cool parts. Some good actual storyline.
Stay back! You're not turning me into one of those things! I'll blow your brains out! Get away from me! Ah! Ah! Don't touch me, you freaks! I won't be like you, I'll die first!
So I, honest to God, wish there was something you could do to save that Marine or not make him be insane, but it's just, again, one of those elements that...
Just leave me alone! Sarge, Mendoza, Vicente. Oh, God.
Sorry, it's just one of those elements that really adds to the actual storyline. Something that that I didn't really appreciate as a kid first playing this, but it's something that as I get older, you tend to like paying attention to storyline and things like that. Make sure you pick up your assault rifle here. Most of the rest of this level is battling the Flood, but of course there's going to be some Covenant where you can kill both. But this upcoming scene is by far my favorite in Halo history.
we always have to listen to this old stuff, Sarge?
Watch your mouth, son. This stuff is your history. It should remind you grunts what we're fighting to protect.
Hey, if the Covenant want to wipe out this particular part of my history, that's fine by me.
Yeah, better it than us. You ask them real nice next time you see them, Vicente. I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
LZ looks clear. I'm bringing us down.
Go, go, go! Stay close, Jenkins. Mendoza, move it up! Wait here for the captain and his squad, then get your ass inside.
Sir!
Okay, let's move!
Which is weird, right? I mean, look at it. Something scrambled the insides.
What's that? Plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, friendly fire or something?
What do we have, Sergeant? Looks like a Covenant patrol. Badass elite units. All KIA.
Real pretty. Friend of yours?
Nah, we just met.
Right, well, let's get this door open.
I'll try, sir. But it looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
Just do it, son.
Yes, sir. I got a bad feeling about this.
Boy, you always got a bad feeling about something.
Sarge, can you hear me?
What's going on, soldier?
He's got contacts. Blast them. But they're not Covenant. They're just tearing through us. What the? Oh, no!
Corporal, do you copy? Over. Mendoza, get your ass back up to second squad's position and find out what the hell is going on.
But-
I don't have time for your lip, soldier. I gave you an order.
Sarge! Listen!
What is that?
Where's that coming from, Mendoza?
I don't... There! Mira! Hold still! Hold still!
Let him have it.
Sergeant, we're surrounded.
God damn it, Jenkins. Fire your weapon.
There are too many,
Don't
Sarge!
even think about it, Marine.
Oh, this is Rocco!
Get back here, Marine. That's an order.
Jenkins!
Like I said, that is my favorite cutscene in Halo history. Out of all the Halo video games, nothing beats that one in my opinion. Definitely an amazing way to introduce the Flood, with the like sheer terror that they bring, even Marines. You saw that one Marine running away. But as far as the gameplay goes, make sure you get your assault rifle out. Shoot. I do a little bit of. I save actually more ammo than I should. I mean, feel free to just basically lay waste to a lot of these Flood by shooting. You should have full 600 rounds in your chamber. You shouldn't have to worry about like running low on ammo. But I've pretty much always played the game with the same style, no matter what. Probably one of my many flaws while playing this game. Just spray them immediately when the door opens, and you shouldn't have to worry about anything else. It's not like by saving ammo I'm going to run into any problems. Like these, just keep moving. These guys can't really catch you. And if a few do, I mean, you can move quick enough to where you can get your shields to recharge. Just make sure there are none, or there's not big waves when this door opens, because that's where you get the first set of combat forms. And this actually kind of took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, stuck on a wall. That could have been big trouble. The reason this kind of took me by surprise is normally one grenade will kill all of them, but maybe like one or two if you place it right. I thought my placement was nearly perfect on where I placed it, and honestly, I thought there was only going to be maybe like one running through. Then all of a sudden it looked like I didn't kill any of them, because there was a ton that went through, so I was kind of frantically going all over the place. With the Flood, if you didn't know, you're not in any danger if a combat form doesn't have its large arm, and that's true for the elite, bigger combat forms as well as the smaller human forms. It does look like maybe some died, but either way, I didn't lose any health. There are several combat forms up here, and this is kind of where, you know, the freak out comes in. If you're you know, middle school, high school, have never played this game before, all of a sudden you got all of these combat forms all over the place. The room is 3 times darker. Again, the anniversary does a major disservice to the lighting, to just the overall atmosphere of this level. That combat form kind of took me off guard. I didn't realize there was still one up there, but I actually threw in, usually the Covenant, I feel like, do win more often than not in this room, and I threw a grenade right in the middle of the Covenant. I did not expect to have all those Covenants still alive after that grenade, but whatever. Maybe I should have shot some of the jackals while they were firing out the combat forms or something, but that looks like one more grunt and I think one more jackal. Now where'd that grunt go, or did I get him? Checkpoint, so I must have got that final grunt. You actually don't want to jump. Well, you can jump down. It's a little better if you don't actually jump down off the surface. I went chasing. That's another thing that's somewhat scary. A jackal just died half a second before you rounded that corner. But there's a bunch of Flood in this room. I'm trying to get the jump on at least one. They're all gonna come, charging in like that. Honestly, it's probably better to just go out in the room, because you don't want like 3, 4, 5 of these combat forms stuck, getting you stuck in this closed corners, because I mean they're gonna and the jackal died the second time, I guess. But if you get several jackals, or if you get several combat forms in a small location, you could be in some serious damage with them, trying to beat you down and stuff. There should be some still up top. I don't see any on the motion tracker, but I'm just gonna wander around to the next section. So there are Flood in there. They can't really do anything now. If you get close to the door and they're close to the door, they can actually harm you through the door. So just be aware of that. And in this room, I mean, the Covenant definitely have the advantage. I mean, they have the high ground. The combat forms don't have any weapons. And I've also watched other YouTube videos just about like the history of the Flood. One thing that you will learn about the Flood is they're a highly intelligent and like an adaptive species. So a lot of them actually don't have weapons right away. So it's possible that the Flood just, at this point, don't have the collective intelligence to be able to actually use weapons. But as they actually learn more about their enemies, and there's actually something attacking me from above. Again, Covenant from above can hit you through the floor as well. But as the Flood gain more intelligence, particularly later on in this level, I mean, it's obviously not that difficult to, or not inconceivable that they would gain the knowledge on how to use a weapon, but it'll be later on as they, probably observe Covenant and human forces using weapons, and they learn how to use them themselves. And then, of course, that becomes more... Oop, barely dodged that. Of course, that becomes much more prevalent in the next level, the library. But these jackals up top can kind of be a nuisance, because, again, you don't really have a good... Oh, did I just miss the stick? You don't really have a good angle at them, and there's really only one. You could easily pick up a plasma pistol. I am electing not to. I already did take out a couple. I think this is the only one left. But I'm just like, what the heck. Let's pick up a plasma pistol. The assault rifle becomes less and less useful anyway, as the level wears on. Mostly because you'll pick up a shotgun here at some point. But there we go. I do keep the assault rifle here for now. Honestly, assault rifle or plasma pistol would be completely fine from here, or at least in that room. But you can move forward. There should have been actually a shotgun in that last room, because you should have a shotgun at this point, but I didn't obviously find it. I didn't really look for it either. But you should have a shotgun to be able to take out this room. There's a ton of combat forms, so what I usually do is fire a shot, wait like 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds, and then throw like a plasma grenade as they all come running. So that was what I thought would be good timing, but I don't think I killed any of them. It's kind of bad timing, I guess. But once one of them knows where you are, again, they have kind of like a collective intelligence. So once one of them knows where you are, the others know as well. Alright, and they look like they're all dead, so you always have to be kind of careful of, when they drop down, they might not be dead. So if you haven't played this game before, those combat forms, both the bigger Covenant forms as well as the human forms, which we'll see, I think, yes, and this section is the first human form that you'll see. They can drop down to the ground and not be dead. So I think we've seen nothing but Covenant so far. There's another Covenant one. There's a human one for the first time you see what a human turns into, which just makes this species so, scary, dangerous. There's actually 2 of them here. They're basically zombies that want to eat you. They are, of course, a little bit of a twist on zombies. They're not the traditional zombie that you might see in most sci-fi. A few things set them apart: their intelligence, their ability to adapt, to use weapons, even their forms are a little bit different. I mean, the Covenant, the Covenant combat forms don't actually really look like elites. They're morphed enough to look somewhat different, so they do have a little bit little bit non-traditional zombie look. And then, of course, their kind of origin is, of course, different. It's really the those things. The infection forms are the actual cause of the zombie-like or combat-like state. So it's all a pretty cool story background. If you haven't ever read any of the books, I'd recommend them. There are 2 invisibilities here, so what I usually do is throw a grenade, try to stick one. That should take out several of them. Still got another one, or another couple of combat forms to get rid of there. If you haven't found the shotgun, maybe I was mistaken. Maybe this is the first shotgun that you run into, but shotgun is really your primary weapon for the rest of the level. But none of these forms can see you, so use that to your advantage. Even the Flood can't really sense where you are when you're invisible. There should have been another combat form. Yep, these 2 usually come after you once they hear you fire a weapon, but in this case they didn't. It's not like they could have, or it's not like my invisibility makes my gun not make any noise, so I don't know why they didn't come. But pretty much the rest of the level is just moving through these types of rooms until you get to the very top. Most of this is pretty manageable, so even though the Flood are a new species, they're kind of terrifying in their own way. None of this section is very difficult relative to kind of what the rest of the game is. There's not usually a ton of Flood, usually about 3 to 5 combat forms per room, and you have decent weapons to be able to take them out. With most of the time you do have a fair amount of room to maneuver. We got 4 here. And assault rifle combat forms have got to be the most annoying. I swear. Like, assault rifles do absolutely nothing to your opponents, but they just drain your health so badly in this game when a Covenant form has it. Here we go. So here's the next section. They all come out of this room right here, so a grenade would be really helpful at this point. I didn't use a grenade. I probably should have. Well, there should be more than just one. Yep, guess not. But here's another room. At this point, again, the shotgun is the primary weapon that you'll be using, but you can run out of ammo relatively easy when you're below the surface. As you can see, beating down the combat forms doesn't really do much. It does do some damage, so you can, again, that one didn't have any arms, so and didn't have a weapon, of course, so I wasn't really concerned about him giving me damage. So you can slowly beat him down, and then I ended up killing him with a pistol shot. But the Flood do things like that where, you know, I was right above them at that point, and then they ended up going right underneath me. So in Halo 1, they still just don't have, you know, quite the intelligence to be able to, like, actually, you know, go move it to a different location to try to get up to you. They just go basically right to the noise. So some of these places can be kind of confusing if you don't know where you're going, and I probably should have done just a test run of this level, just so I know where I'm going, and it'll make for a better guide here. But I ended up finding, obviously, what the next section a-okay. So at this point, if this is the first time you're ever playing this level, you kind of notice now, I'm thinking, wow, this is kind of getting scary. There are no more Covenant. So the Flood have now taken over all of the Covenant and humans in this area, and you're all alone. So that's kind of starting to get scary. Now there's a bunch of zombies and no other. I mean, it's one thing to obviously have, humans help you. Oh, there they are above me. There's 3 combat forms above me, but they can actually hit you through that glass, but they can't fire their weapon through the glass. But it'd be one thing to, have humans on your side. If you were the Master Chief, like, it'd be one thing, obviously, to have humans on your side and you're doing a-okay with them. It'd be another thing to have at least, another non-zombie species, even if they're your enemy, like just something that doesn't want to eat you. So there we go. Oh, he came back to life. And I was a little... Oh, didn't mean to lose my shotgun. But I was a little careless. There are these Covenant forms, or the combat forms that do appear in these rooms on both sides every time, and I didn't even bother to check the other one. Come on, there we go. I am running low on shotgun ammo, so I'm probably going to use the pistol primarily from here on out. But coming up, I do believe it's in this room. There should be some shotgun ammo anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry too much. Again, your safest bet is actually to kind of go out in the open, because then you can actually see the Flood and see them coming, rather than staying in a closed corridor where they can just, beat you down from behind or things like that. Yeah, but you'll need to jump up. There's a health pack here, shotgun ammo, so now I have, didn't have full ammo, but I'm going to probably go back and make sure I have full. Oop, can't get full. He doesn't have any arms, so again, the shotgun is the most valuable weapon, so in those situations I do tend to save the ammo of the most valuable weapon, even if it sacrifices a little bit of time. Again, you can get away with not needing to do that if you're a lot better than this at this game than I am. But here we are. This is kind of the home stretch. This is the last major large room that you'll have to go in. Yeah, and see, I don't even bother. He doesn't have any arms. I don't even bother to worry about him. He's kind of a disgusting creature. But yeah, ugly. But if he's got no arms, he's not going to harm me. So I'm going to look behind him to see if there are any other enemies and take them out if I can. In that case, you do have to kind of actually be careful. If that combat form were to jump up when he was stuck, I could have been in some serious trouble. But it looks like I got everybody. Make sure you don't jump down, because you'll have to go all the way back around. The moment you go on the bridge, they all spawn, and there's also a Flood off to the left there. I didn't see him right away. So the moment you go across the bridge, you're going to want to get ready. Get your grenades ready, because there is a ton of combat forms in this area. Get your shotgun out as well. So there's a second wave that spawn right here. Frag grenade would do wonders. They're all trying to jump through the door. Got a few more on the radar, but those are probably small infection forms. Good, got plasma grenades. And there we go. We are no longer needing to stay down down here. The last section is by far the hardest of this level. Again, at least my opinion, I don't think very much of this is difficult, but the top section has the hardest section.
This is Echo 419. Chief, is that you? I lost your signal when you disappeared inside the structure. What's going on down there? I'm tracking movement all over the place.
Sir, thank God you're here. We've been lost out here for hours. After we lost contact with the rest of the mission, we headed for the arcade point, and then these things, they ambushed us. We got to get out of here.
There's a large tower a few hundred meters from your current position. Find a way above the fog and foliage canopy, and I can move in and pick you up.
So as you probably saw, there's health packs down there, shotgun ammo. You should have full everything. And then take it away. It's basically a sprint. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I do die, so there's a little cut where I had to take out the death. But it's basically a sprint to that canopy section that Foamhammer was just talking about. Your best bet is to just get to the flood as quickly as you can. The more shots they put in your Marines, obviously the worse off you're going to be. It's nice to always save Marines, but in this case, in this video, I don't save any of the Marines at all. And you can hear some Marines die in the background. I am doing kind of a poor job of sticking with the Marines and making sure they're alive. So this is the hardest part. They flank you. They come from the left. They come from the right, and they come from in front. So you are literally surrounded. I've had them spawn at different points, and I tried to save that guy. Probably wasn't going to happen. Your best bet, if you don't want to save the Marines, or if you don't care about the Marines, is to just actually keep running forward, and eventually all your Marines are going to die. If you do want to save the Marines, I would probably check out more so of what to do. It's just kind of, you can't do anything with those infection forms. But I'd probably check out Hokiebird's video. Again, links in the description, just like every other video. His gameplay is of course, he's better than me. But his strategy is a little bit better. I can't quite figure out the best strategy for me in this instance. Oof, had a sentinel already die. But at this point, just basically stay around the structure, run around it, have your shotgun out. Do keep an eye on your motion tracker, because you don't want any of the flood to come up behind you and then like hit you in the back and make you lose your shields or anything like that. So just be aware and just keep firing non-stop. Not really much you can do other than keep firing and keep going. But that is it. 343 Guilty Spark.
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.
Chief, I've lost your signal. Where'd you go? Chief! Chief!
So, like I said, there's only one death that I had in this level, and it came right at the point where you're surrounded. So, I tried to save some of my Marines. Again, it's actually kind of an easier part if you don't even care about your Marines. You just go on ahead and shotgun what's ever in front of you. But I do a bad job of that and get a lot of flood all over me. So, thank you for watching. The library is up next, so that was always one of the, probably the scariest mission out of all of the Halo 1 missions.